Hello all loonies and normals, my name is Joe Silver. Welcome to my channel. This week we're going to be talking about not so much the history of video games, because I've been through that, but attitudes toward video games, how they have changed over the years. Now when video games first came out, you can guarantee that the attitude toward them was the same as the attitudes toward anything that's new. Oh, it's a fad, it won't last, and so on and so forth. But now you look at it, and the video game industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the attitudes have completely changed. People are going out of their way to buy consoles, buy video games for their children, because you know they see it as that's what they do, that's what kids do, or young adults or whatever. And the question is, why the change? Why the change in attitude? Because I'll tell you now, if you were to ask my dad would say that video games are a waste of a good life. But you see, that's the point. That's the old school attitude, not the modern attitude. The modern attitude, apart from a few hangers-on, is that video games are important, or that they are good. And we have esports leagues now. We have billions and billions of dollars put into advertising of video games, into making of video games, into streaming of video games. And the streamers are not people paid by the gaming company devs. They are people who enjoy playing video games and want to share their passions. And so they go online and they stream them. And you can get sponsored. Well, I don't know if you can get sponsored by video game companies, but you can get people who will give you their codes to a video game and say, right, I want you to try this video game. If you stream it, all the better. If not, no problem, we don't mind. Because they know that generally speaking, because the people they target are usually streamers, they're likely to end up with you streaming it, and if they do, then that gets them exposure. So there is this whole shift in attitude from the old school attitude of, oh, that's a waste of a good life, in my day we used to go out and play outside, to people, whole careers being built on that industry. And I mean, I can't explain the shift in attitude, I'm no expert. But it's clearly that as the video game industry has endured, and as people continue to use them, it's become more and more clear that this is not a fad that is going away. This is something that is taking off. That's my guess, but again, I don't know, because I'm no expert. But my opinion is, if you want to know my opinion of video games, I'm a gamer, so my opinion is, yes, they're good, they can be educational, but I also feel that some video games are a little too violent, a little too sexual, a little too this, that and the other. So I'm not completely, completely biased and, all video games are good. No, I'm not one of them. I'm one of those balanced people who can look at both sides. And I can say that, yes, some video games are good, others not so much. But I mean, I've done vlogs on this anyway, so you can check my attitude on that. But the point is, what I'm really looking at today is how much of a shift it is. That whereas at one time, they definitely would have been considered a waste of a good life, and if you spent all your time in arcades, you were looked at as a nerd or a geek. Now, if you spend your time playing video games at a professional level, you're seen as a superstar. You're somebody special because you're in an e-sport. Although I still swear that although I've gone into this again on a vlog, that certain games are not esports that they say are. But anyway, we won't go into that because I've gone into that and all. And I think really what it comes down to at the end of the day is this shift in attitude just because it makes money? Because at the end of the day, we all know that when it comes to a lot of things in this world, money is the only way to get it done. Or money makes the world go round, as the one song says. So is it the big amounts of money that the video game industry has brought in? Is that why there is a shift in attitude? Is that why people are saying, I can make money at this? Because I can tell you now that there is definitely people whose whole careers, for the whole of their career, they have done nothing but video games. And they have come out absolutely stinking rich at the end of it. That's, you know, that's the power of this industry. As I said, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry now. But doesn't it also beg the question, why when something is new, does man always say, it's a fad, it will never last? And then when it takes off and they're proven wrong, they get behind it and start saying, yeah, we're with it, we'll go with it, and then start trying to make their name in it. It's funny, isn't it? How interesting things are that way. I mean, like I said, I could talk for hours on this subject about this, and I could bore you to tears with it, but the truth is, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, there is a lot more respect for gamers now than there was. There are still people with attitudes of, you're only a gamer, and, you know, are disrespectful toward them. And they're still called nerds. Some people still call them geeks and nerds. But there's a lot less of that now. And the reason why is because people can see that that's where the money is. This is where the money is. The money is in the internet, it is in computers, it is in video games. They can see that, and they're following the money because they want to be rich. That's my opinion. You know? Like I said, people have started esports leagues around video games. Why? Because they're the big industry. And it begs the question, if the trend continues, in the future, will real sports like snooker, golf, football, rugby, will they die out? Because people will say, well, I don't want to be one of them, I want to be an esport person. Will they die out, and will it all be esports? Will that be the only way people play professional sports? Well, I don't know. The future has its own mysteries, and I'm certainly no fortune teller. I don't have the hair for a start off. But no, joking aside, no, I don't know what's coming. Nobody does. But isn't that something to think about? Either way, anyway, I have rambled on enough. If you have enjoyed what you have seen here, actually before I do that, let me sum up my opinion then. My opinion is that the reason for the shift has been the money. Money gets things done. And that, in my opinion, as a gamer, I don't view games as a waste of a good life. But at the same time, I can see certain standards creeping into the gaming industry that I'm not happy with. And so I think that's the sum up of my whole vlog, really, that's what really it comes down to. Anyway, if you have enjoyed what you have seen here, please, 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 please leave me a like and leave me a sub and a comment down below. If you have an opinion on this shift in attitudes, then please feel free to leave that in the comment section below. I love getting feedback. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I have been Joe Silver. This has been a vlog. Goodbye.